Yeah. So welcome back all of you to this structural analysis class. So in today's class, we will be trying to understand the concept of method of joints by solving a problem. So before solving a problem, let me try to introduce some of the definitions associated in solving the problem. Okay. So to start with, um, so today we are going to learn method of joints. Method of joints. Okay. So under this category, there are certain definitions that we need to know. The first one would be zero force member. Zero force member. So what do you mean by zero force member? When do we use it? How do we use it? And what are the parameters to be considered in using it? Okay. So what is considered to be a zero forced member? So under that case one, if there is a force acting on the member, acting on the on the joint of a member, so that is the first case. So let me show that to you by sketching now. Okay, you are seeing it here, right? And let me say that there is a force acting in horizontal direction to the horizontal member. You can all see here, this is force P. So in this case, this member will become zero force member. This member will become zero force member because there is a force that is acting horizontally and it is passing the compression zone to this specific member at the, so let me say this as member 1, this as member 2, and here in this case, because there is no load acting and passing the tension or compression to the second member, it is a zero force member. And in that second case would be, you can see that now, so there is a force P acting vertically. So this will be 1, this will be 2, and this becomes zero force member. This becomes zero force member. So this is one of the very important point that is to be considered while analyzing a truss first case. Now the second case, if there is no force acting, if there is no force acting, then both the members, both the members, then both the members at a joint are zero force members, are zero force members. Okay, so now what does this mean now? So let me try to sketch it here. Like say for example, I have a truss like this, okay, and there is no force acting. So in this case, what will happen? So this is 1 and this is 2, and both are zero force members. Both are zero force members because there is no force acting. Okay, this is very important concept that we need to know. Okay, so that is very important. Now the last case, if there are, so now see here, I think both cases are clear now, right? What does that mean? First case, whenever we have a force, in horizontal direction, that member it will have force, and the other member will be zero force member. If you have vertical force, then this will pass tension or compression to the parallel member, and the perpendicular member will be zero force member. Second case, there is no force acting, then both the members will be zero force member. The last case, if there are three members, if there are three members at a joint, and if two of those members, if two of those members are collinear, So what do you mean by collinear? Collinear means they are straight. If two members are collinear, then third member will be zero force member. Third member will be zero force member. So how do we do that? You see here. So this is a joint. Okay. So this is member one. So this is member one, member two, and member three. So there is no force acting here. There is no force acting here. So now what do we say? 1 and 2 are collinear to each other. 1 and 2 are straight. So third member will be zero force. So this will be zero force member. So whenever we are trying to solve the problem, you have to remember this specific concept. Okay. Now, next concept, interesting one, procedure. Step by step procedure for the method of joints. Okay. Step by step procedure for the method of joints. Very important concept. Now let us see the step by step process for the analysis of a truss using method of joints. First step, check the stability and determinacy of the structure. First step, check the stability and determinacy of the structure. Check the stability and determinacy of the structure. Check the stability and the determinacy of the structure. So how do we do that? So stability means whether m is equal to 2j minus 3 or not, over. And determinacy means whether it is determinate or indeterminate. But right now, let us not bother about it. Our syllabus has only determinate structures. So we can directly go ahead with the second step. So once again, I am repeating, stability means we need to check whether it is m is equal to 2j minus 3 or not. Next, find the geometric details. Find the geometric details, that is what is geometric details? That is distance between members, inclinations, and check and inclinations. I think that would be fine. So inclinations, distance between the members, and distance between the, in fact, I would rather say distance between the joints. Okay, distance between the joints, that is better. In order, instead of saying member, let us say that distance between joints, and I would say comma unknown inclinations. Unknown inclinations. Okay. So that is the second step, which means we need to know what is the distance between each joint. So it's a triangular member. If you know vertical dimension and horizontal dimension, you need to calculate the diagonal part by using the concept of Pythagoras theorem. Okay. Next, find the support reactions. Find the support reactions using equations of equilibrium. Using equations of equilibrium. So this is simple, right? So whenever we have a beam, how do we calculate reactions? Ra plus Rb is equal to total applied load, and then you will calculate Ra and Rb taking the moments about one point. That I will show it while solving the problem. Fourth step, find the zero force members. Find the zero force members. So this is as simple as that. I have already shown you three cases. You need to understand which is the zero force member. Okay. Now, next is an important one. Select the joint. Select the joint which has so there will be so many joints in a truss. So we need to choose that joint which has maximum of two unknowns. Okay. So two unknowns means, what do you mean by that? Which means maximum of two unknowns. So that means two members are not known. And assume the direction of all forces to be tensile. The direction of all the forces to be tensile. To be tensile, comma, sketch the free body diagram. Sketch the free body diagram. Sketch the free body diagram. This is a very important step, and this will lead you to further understanding of how do we analyze a truss. That's an important step in the overall process. Okay. So you need to choose a joint that has less number of unknowns or maximum of two unknowns, and assume that all the forces are tensile, and sketch the free body diagram. Okay. Now what do we need to do once we go to a joint? Using equations of equilibrium, find the unknown forces of all members. Find the unknown forces of all the members. Find the unknown forces of all the members. Okay. If the force is positive, then it is under tension, because we have already assumed that tension is all the members are under tension, right? That's what. So if we get the positive value, then our assumption is correct. And for negative, then it is compression. So if our assumption is wrong, we will get negative answer. Okay. So this is a 6-step process. And lastly, we have repeat the same process for all the members. So you need to select each. So first we have selected one joint. Like that, we need to select other joints and then continue the problem. So for every joint, we need to do that. For every joint, we need to solve the same procedure. So it's like one of the easiest problems in the overall course to solve it. So the last step would be, that is the 7th step. So repeat the entire process by going to the other joint. So proceed to the next joint. Proceed to the next joint and repeat steps 5 to 6. Repeat steps 5 to 6 or 5 and 6. Okay. So this is how we try to analyze the truss for getting all the forces using the method of joints. Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, I will directly explain you the problem. You might better understand it after looking into the problem. Okay. Okay. So I'll go back again. I will read it out. So what is the first step? Check the stability and determinacy of the structure. Find the geometric details, that is distance between joints, unknown inclinations, etc. Find the support reactions using equations of equilibrium. Find zero force members. Select the joint which has two unknowns, and assume the direction of all the forces to be in tension. Okay, and sketch the bending moment diagram. Sketch the free body diagram. Now, using the equations of equilibrium, calculate forces in all the members at the joint. And if the force is positive, our assumption tension is correct. If the force is negative, then our assumption is wrong and they are considered to be compression. Okay. And last step is next move to the next joint and try to solve the problem. Okay. So now let us directly move on to solving a problem directly so that you will understand it in a better way. We'll solve one problem now. Numerical problems. Numerical problems. Right. So let us see the first problem. Analyze the truss using method of joints as shown in figure. Analyze the truss shown in figure using method of joints. So if at all, if you are given with what method you need to choose, then you can directly use that method. But if sometimes if you are given with a truss and if you are not mentioned with any method, then you can choose whatever method you want, method of joints, method of sections, whatever we see in the coming classes. Okay. So first is a truss. So let us see how does this truss look like. Okay. Okay. So this is a truss. There is a force acting here of 6 kilonewton. This is 6 kilonewton. This inclination is 60 degrees. This is P, Q and R. This is Q and this is R. And this inclination is 30 degrees. 30 degrees. Okay. So this is the truss given to you. So 6 kilonewton vertical load. See, we need to analyze the truss for three different types of loading. One is vertical load, one is horizontal load, one is inclined load. Okay. Now, of course, general procedure we have already read, but while solving problem, we know that it is stable and it is determinate. Okay. And then we are already given with loads, distances. So this distance is 6 meters. This distance is 6 meters. So you are given with this distance, you are given with the load, you are given with the inclinations. So first two steps are actually not required. So directly we can start with the third step. So I'll write the solution here. Solution. Calculation of support reactions. Calculation of support reactions. So what you will have here, so if this is a truss that we are trying to consider, if this is the truss that we are trying to consider, so this is RR and this is RP and this is 6 kilonewton, this is 6 meters. Which equation of equilibrium condition we need to use here? Which equation of equilibrium condition we need to use now to get the reactions? So this is joint P, this is joint R, and this is joint Q. So sigma Fy is equal to 0. Sigma Fy is equal to 0. That is sum of all the vertical forces. Sum of all the vertical forces is equal to 0. Okay. Now, what does that mean? Rp plus Rr is equal to 6 kilonewton. And what is the sign convention? Upward positive, downward negative. Upward positive, downward negative. So Rp plus Rr is equal to 6 kilonewton. Then taking moments about P. Taking moments about P. Okay. So that is also very important now. Taking moments about P. And of course, we will sketch the free body diagram also. So taking moments about P, RR. So see here, force into perpendicular distance, RR into 6 is equal to 6 here. See here, there is a load 6 into perpendicular distance. So you can see that this part 6 there, and in order to get that specific height, we need to calculate depending upon the inclination. So see here, so this is, so we know this is 6 and this height here. So let us take this inclination. So opposite side by adjacent side. So here what do we get? Tan 30 is equal to, this is x. So I'll sketch it here. So this is x, this is 30. So tan 30 is equal to x by 6. Or simply you can get, by applying the equations as 6 into that corresponding horizontal distance. So that distance has to be calculated. So let me just try to calculate it here. One second.